What's up, guys? It's been a hot freaking minute, that's for sure. It's Jay Sensational here, and today I have the first deck for you guys. The first deck that I played in the new Bandle City patch that has come about a week ago by now, and it is Zoe Vi. Old deck with a little bit of a Bandle twist, a deck that I've been really enjoying playing, and a deck that's just loaded with a bunch of value. So if you're looking for a fun little target deck to reminisce and play with, this is a pretty good one. And so I'm excited to be back. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more steady of a stream of content in this channel, but without further ado, let's jump into the deck guide. Now, as for any Zoe Vi list, if you guys have been playing for the last couple of seasons, this one looks pretty similar. You still have all of your target cards, and then most of your PNZ control tools as well. So we do have our Zoe Vi split, we have our classic cards like Spacey Sketcher, Solari Priestess, Percival, and then the PNZ side of things, Thermo, Mystic Shot, Get Excited, and of course Hush, Star Shaping. Now you will notice a few new cards into the set, such as Loping Telescope and Aloof Travelers. And now these serve a very similar purpose to pretty much everything that's going on in this deck, and that's just trying to maximize the amount of value we can get and just slowly grinding down our opponents. Now, from past seasons, this deck will play very similarly again, so let's take a closer look into some of the cards. If you're trying to outvalue your opponent, I think there's no better deck right now than Zoe Vi. Not only do you have a very strong target shell, which has all the invokes in it, you get Loping Telescope, which is one of the newest cards to this set. It lets you manifest a random celestial card, an epic, or a multi-region follower. And to any new of you who are new to the set, manifest just means you got to choose from 3 options. So very much like an invoke, but one of the options is a celestial card, one of the options is an epic card, and one of the options is a multi-region follower. And what's really good about this card is it's very similar to a card like Avarician Sentry, right? A 2-mana 2/1 that draws you a card. And you'll notice a very common theme with a lot of the other cards in this deck is that you play it and it either gives you a card or it draws you a card. And what's really good about Loping Telescope in particular is its multitude of different options. It's guaranteed to give you a minion through the multi-regional follower. So if you're ever needing a unit on board, you'll always have that option. Now, the Celestial card that costs 3 or less is very flexible for the same reason you want to play a card like Star Chart off of Zoe, in the case that it gives you that one Celestial card that you're looking for, whether that be an Equinox, a Moon Silver, even like a Messenger. It's very versatile. And then finally, we have all the epic cards that go in the pool, and these range from your small 2-drops all the way to your big 8-drops, and this gives you a lot of variance and a lot of flexibility in choosing the right card at the right time. You can play this late and pick a heavy unit to go along with your curve, so you can go 2-drop into like an 8-drop, for example, or you can pick something that you'll use a little bit later down when you play earlier on. Not only does it kind of fit your curve very well, it grants you access to cards outside of your region, such as cards like Captain Farron, such as cards like Dreadway, such as cards like Eye of the Dragon. There's a lot of good epic cards out there, and because you get to pull them from different regions as well, this really helps you out in expanding your different weapons. But enough of that. We have our classic Solari Priestess, Percival, Star Shaping. I think I don't need to explain why those cards are good, but let's get to the star of the show, which is Aloof Travelers. And when we look at this card, it does 2 things that we really want to do. It's a 4-mana 3/4 that draws us a card, so a very solid stat line unit that already gives us a card. But what it also does into helping us outvalue our opponents is that it discards an opponent's card for us. And because it's the highest cost card in a value matchup, this is probably going to be their highest impact card. So in Darkness, it's going to be Senna. In an aggro matchup, it could be Decimate or Gangplank. Against another target deck, it could be Star Shaping. It could be the card they got off of Star Shaping. Against Sivir, it could be Rune Runner or Sivir. There's so many hits for this card that you can pretty much play in any matchup. And it'll do something beneficial for you. And it's just so powerful because being able to discard your opponent's win condition can just help you outvalue your opponents even quicker now that they kind of lose their late game advantage. And of course we have the iterative improvement, which only gets better with the more value cards we get, because iterative improvement in itself is just a pure value card. You just put it onto a Aloof Traveler, you put it onto a Loping Telescope, you put it onto a Submersible, and you just continue to gain more value than your opponent. But with that in mind, let's move into some of the card choices that you might be thinking about when you're building this deck and how you want to decide to make changes to it. Now, there's two main areas I do want to touch up on that I feel are quite flexible, and the rest of the deck cards are pretty set in stone, give or take one or two. And those are the 2-drop slots and some tech slots. So I really quickly want to talk about the 2-drops because they have changed quite significantly. In the past, it was Ballistic Bot and Mountain Goat, and now we have Boon Baboon and Solari Sunhawk. And the reason why Boon Baboon has taken over the slot of Ballistic Bot is that they already serve very similar purposes in that they generate fodder for you to discard with Get Excited or Sketcher, but I found that the value of the Flame Chomper itself is just super impactful. As any deck, being able to dictate how trades work, or to drag elusive units out of the way so your other elusive units can connect, such as your big Celestials or like a 3 Sisters, is very strong in getting that chip damage in. Boon Baboon itself comes down with 3 attack, so that it can trade very effectively, unlike Ballistic Bot. You can trade Fearsomes right as you play, you can trade into 2/3s, you can trade into 3/2s, you can trade into anything that Ballistic Bot on 2 really can't. And what our 2-drops really want to be doing for us, because we already have so much late game value, so much other expensive cards, is that we need cards that help us stabilize board or to apply pressure early on, and Boon Baboon does exactly that. Next up, we have Solari Sunhawk, and for the same reason why we run Boon Baboon just as a early unit that can block efficiently, solve the game, this does just that. Being able to stun the strongest enemy, especially within this meta, is super impactful. Playing this on 4, it stuns a Poppy. Playing this on 7, it stuns Scion. Or in any case, there's a lot of big units out there that stuns are really impactful for, and playing Sunhawk does really well into those. Now, if this wasn't in Daybreak Effect, I'd probably try to slot in a third one, or if the meta becomes a lot faster, I'd maybe tweak this around, but without cards like Flock, you really can't capitalize too much on the stun effect. And now the tech slots. We have a Pale Cascade and an Aftershock. Aftershock right now is primarily in there because of the Bandle Tree decks. Bandle Tree seems to be very popular right now, and combining our Aftershock with our 3 Priestesses in hopes of getting Meteors, we can at least beat them if they don't have all 3 trees, for example. Now our Pale Cascade there is just an okay card. It's a card that cycles a card, draws a card, and potentially ekes out a value trade, which can be very important because of just how efficient we need to be with our removal cards. Because this isn't like the Noxus PNZ decks, we don't have the cards like Flock that allow us to capitalize on damage units, and so being able to get an extra +1 attack in order to trade is very impactful and saves us a Mystic Shot. Now, with the deck and its game plan as card choices out of the way, let's talk about matchups. Right now, I think the 4 coolest, newest decks out there from the new metas are Darkness, Scion, Nami, and Poppy, and we'll talk a little bit about Tree in a bit, but, you know, I just couldn't fit 5 decks. So let's start with Darkness. I think this is one of those matchups that you are really looking forward to, simply for the fact that you can just simply outvalue them. Being able to play Aloof Travelers 3 times, plus 2 iteratives, just means that you can discard their Sennas, you can discard their Poly Minimorphs, you can discard their Viegars. It's just very efficient in getting rid of what makes their deck good. Now, of course, we have a plethora of removal options such as Thermo Beam, we have the Challenger from Vi, we have the Mystic Shots, we even get the Solari Priestess, which gives us Falling Comet or Meteor Shower. that, you know, when you have deal 4, it lines up very well into their champions. If you can make it so that they can't stick their champions, they can't win the game. Or you just discard their champions and they also can't win the game. So against Darkness, I find that you can just really outvalue them very hard, discard their win conditions, make it so that they can't stick anything, and it becomes very hard for them to grind you down. I think the next best one is against Scion. This one's a little less favored in my opinion, simply for the power level of a Scion deck. And sometimes you just don't always line up the right tools to stop a Scion. I think you can stall out the mid game pretty well. You have the ability to remove them with Mystic Shot, with Thermo Beam, and you have the stuns for Scion. And you have the challengers, such as the Flame Chompers and the Vi, in order to get rid of any elusive blockers for your bigger units. And so you can stall out the game, heal a little bit, remove Stun Scion, make Falling Meteor, Comet, whatever it is, to get rid of it and try to go on there. But the matchups where you kind of slip through the cracks is when you draw a little bit too much of your late game. You have like 2 or 3 aloof travelers in hands. You don't have the answer to Scion, and they kind of just steamroll you over. So it's very important to have an early game against the deck, otherwise you can just get out-tempoed and just not really be able to stabilize. Now, for some of the worst matchups, I think we have the Nami decks and the Poppy Rally decks. For Nami, it's a little bit rough simply because we don't have great tools to deal with Nami. Most Nami decks have ways of protecting Nami with like buffs and things like that, so it's very hard to line up like a Mystic Shot or a Thermo Beam. Secondly, if they go wide with a lot of elusives, we don't really have many elusives of our own to block. We can block with Zoe, we can get Trickster off of the invokes, we can get a bigger elusive, but we're sort of limited to our options there. If we're unable to kill Nami, then they usually just win. But the good part is if we do have Vi, we play Vi on 5, they usually play Nami on 4. Vi can challenge Nami probably 80% of the time and just kill it right there, simply because of the attack difference to Nami's health. Another good unit in this matchup is actually Aloof Travelers, simply because Nami decks actually curve pretty low. Aloof either hits the Admiral Shelly, which is the 5 mana 3/3, or it hits Nami. So there's very good targets for Aloof Travelers, and if you hit nothing, then you're super happy because they don't have either of those win condition cards. And then finally we have the Poppy Rally. This might not be as bad as I think it is, but in the few matchups I played with it against a good player that knows how to protect their units efficiently, I think the matchup's actually pretty bad. Again, because our removal is so limited, we have to be very efficient with it. But in the case that you get excited at a Poppy and they can just simply sharp sight it, I think you lose the game sort of very closely on the spot, because they have that Lulu, because they have the buffs from the Poppy, because they have the quick attack unit like the Yoral Smith. Once you aim a removal at a unit and you're not able to kill it, you're down a removal card, then they still have the unit on board, and then things snowball out of control really, really quickly. So in this matchup, you have to make sure that your removal lines up really well and just try to grind them out slowly. But that's a wrap for the deck guide portion. I have a couple games I want to showcase for you guys, just to show you guys how this looks in practice and how you can just outvalue your opponents. And even in a game against Pirates, you'll see how this Flame Chompers card actually allows me to push lethal really, really quickly. And so stay tuned for the games. I think they're really exciting. It's good to be back. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment down below what you liked about it, and I'll catch you guys with the next ones. But enjoy the games, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Pirates? Jesus. Alright. Let's see how we fare. I'm not sure if they're on Make It Rain anymore. If they are, makes Boons slightly awkward. Ditch, ditch, ditch. This card's actually pretty good, but I don't know if I can keep it here. I have 3 of them anyway. Yikes. That's a yikes for me, dog. Darn. Attack on odds is a little bit annoying there. Not much you can do. Might just try to look for a Serpent to block. We have a Mystic Shot at least. See what his development is. Okay, so if he develops, we have this. I just need a playable card. Curve 1 into 2. Beautiful. I can ditch this up personal here. Sure. No fervor in hand. No development either is really strange. So take what we get. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree. Ta, to make it rain, the fool. Serpent nerf, why? I can actually iterative the serpent and go after this. That's kind of neat at least. The serpent nerf is in shambles. I'm just gonna iterative this and then go after the Corsair.
No prey, no pain.
That's pretty good. I gotta push a bit of damage here. Unfortunately, this doesn't block anything. Ask me, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Mr. Sepia streamer, although I'm not sure what that means. Gangplank. Ooh, Zoe Vi is leveled. How much damage can we take here? That looks reasonable. Can I kill him? Oh, my camera, gotcha. I see. Hopefully for not too much. Wait, he's just dead. Alright. I love this game. We beat anything. James Slut, man. He has to fervor this way, and then I have star shaping, or fervor this way. Doesn't matter. How you guys doing? Blue man, what's up? You got some hot tech? And let's hear it. Oneric. This guy is pretty good. Yeah, and it's still definitely like still getting used to all the new cards and what exactly is out there. Jeez, my lighting is really garbage. Alright. Run field promo? It's actually kind of sick. Otterpuss, interesting. Ah, slight punish. I could have paled into it, but if he has like a buff card, okay. Oh shit, he didn't get the cost. Really? So, something really ooh, what the hell is that? Something really interesting about prank is that obviously the best prank is anything that increases the cost, right? And you let me just get some weird low rolls like this one. Oh, these are not what he's looking for. But definitely still annoying. He's just not doing much. And I can't even say this like a Bandle tree deck or whatever. Pass.
This mama is the beast mama.
There's no way to pale this. I guess it's another Mystic, huh? I'd also pass now. You may want to block that later. Maybe. We'll see. We just have to make sure we know which one we're playing out. Ooh. I mean, his hand's awkward, right? I just play this and discard his Poppy.
You dropped something. I dropped everything.
What? Plus, what? It costs 2 less if you have Tristana, or if you summon, deal 3 to a unit. Here's a garbage deck for you. Hell yeah, Jacoby, what's up, man? Autopus is overrated. That's an interesting take. I think Autopus is a strong card. The value of Prank against spells. I mean, in this case, you know, he got some pretty. In this case, he got some pretty suboptimal pranks, right? Generally, if you hit pranks that like increase cost, like if these are forced mana, these would be like close to unplayable, right? Bro, I have no more blockers. But you get the idea. I'll get to the deck after this game, of course. I mean, he has 4 mana to play something. I'll just take a pass, I guess. I mean, he knows what my hand is. He knows all my hold. Alright, sick. I'm glad we saved that. Not sure why I decided to play that when I had this. Seemed like a pretty good pass from him. I just gotta work to level my Zoe here. You wanna challenge with this? God. Alright, this is the non-affected one. These all suck. Tarkaz is so funny. But it doesn't clear his board. What? Excuse me? What is that? Moonclow? It's probably just Moon Silver, right? I'm just trying to level. So this is 6, this is 7, 8. Not quite there. But I think I do take Moonglow here. I wish they made it so that Prank would only reveal 1 card and choose between 2 Pranks or side card. That's an interesting one. Oh, fuck. Equinox me, please. Fuck. That's annoying. Well, at least there's no sharp sight, so we get another one. Still unsure about what his deck is about. Sure. He challenges like the 1-2. We'll probably just pale this, make the trade. Like Moon Silver Pale. That's an interesting idea. Although I don't think Prank as a whole is like that. I don't think it's that like strong. Like I don't think it needs like a nerf per se, right?
Go away. Just kill me.
I think like knowing your opponent's hand, like to an extent, is useful, but obviously at like higher levels, it's a lot easier to make guesses on what your opponent has. So like, the better of a player you are, the Do you think he runs Rally? Like, the better of a player you are, the less useful knowing your opponent's hand is, because you already have a good idea of what's in your opponent's hand. And the only prank that I would say the only prank that I would say is like very impactful is the one that increases cost. And the other ones are just much less troublesome, I would say. So I can just get my whole board elusive next turn, right? I have 8 mana and I just go Priestess Percival. Little does he know I'm gonna give it elusive again. The fool. Is that better? That is better. Just more damage. As long as he's not on Rally. I assume he's on Rally, but we can dream. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that would have been sick to play here too. Alright. Let's see the sharp sight. So he blocks here. Huh. I think we're just fine letting this go, I think. I could hush it. I could try to Pale, save it, cycle a card. Pale can also push a damage, but I don't need to push 1 damage. I just need to deal 2 damage. So the only unit that has a vulnerable or overwhelm is the tooth that comes out of here. Actually, maybe I was supposed to look for like Equinox. We'll see. That's fine. We'll actually look for Equinox here. And like, this is okay. And like for decks like Draven, Scion, any deck with like discards, right? Obviously you can just discard like unplayable cards, and that's less of an impact as well. So I think there's like many ways, and I don't really think Frank's something that really needs to be addressed. Where's my Mystic Shot, man? I think it's safe to say he just doesn't have a rally, so we just take our blocks down. Just call it a day. If he rallies, we just Sunhawk. We have leveled Zoe already, so our board is quite expendable. And we have the Hush to save ourselves. Sure. I'm just gonna open Sunhawk, just so that if he has a rally. Ooh, maybe I'm supposed to iterative an elusive unit. You can also Meteor Shower. We can do that later. So we're just stunned now. And then we just look for the elusive and we play Vi. Alright, so even if he has a rally, we don't lose. We want to find elusive here. We do not find the elusive. Might just take the telescope then. We have 2 iteratives. If he rallies, we just meteor shower. If he rallies now, we don't really care. I just want units to play. That's pretty good. Sure. So we're just gonna kill him. Simple enough. Oh. We'll look for sisters first. We do find sisters. And then we have Get Excited back up. If he goes to a rally, we just go for the Get Excited.
What once was 2 now is 1.
Sick. Alright, Jacoby. Alright, let's see this. Garbage deck. Cause like, you love Discover. Yeah, Discover was like the shit. Until it got like overtuned, but I full-heartedly agree. So I got a little bit like sidetracked there. I thought that I would need to save both Mystic and Get Excited for some like for some turn next turn. Hope I didn't die this turn kind of story, which didn't work out. What the fuck are you? That's not cool. Little Pink Telescope play pattern is pretty nice. Yeah, I agree. I like the card.
You best believe I don't play. I should look in the mirror more often. Yep, we still got it.
Nice.
Loud and loud. Cooking with lead.
That worked out really well. Excuse me? What? You're going to bed? See ya, man. Take care. Ah. Oh, the Squeeby tournament, right? What the fuck? When I'm summoned or attack, create a... What? I've never seen this card in my life. I don't want this to attack. Well, my curve sucks. Is this Bandle Tree? I don't think so. Bandle Tree decks would play more dual region champions. Am I fine if he gets 2 poison darts? That kind of blows. Vi just doesn't do anything here. Stunning this is okay, but just ruins my curve. I already have Vi. I'll just take shower. Yep. He's gonna potentially darkness this guy. I'll just Mystic Shot this, I guess. I'll damage this. He can't play the dart this turn, which is good. I'm very happy with just this. I'm actually just going to damage this, set it up for a meteor shard. Vi comes down, is able to challenge this guy. Or challenge the commando and get attack with Zoe. I have Hushes. I shouldn't be scared of my opponent's Vi. Unless he goes after Zoe, of course. I desperately want the value. If he kills this with like a Mystic Shot, then I don't have to be worried about the dart. So this is fine. I can even ship this. I don't want to ship that. I don't want to trade with that. Wow, really? Okay, that worked out best as it could have. Not sure what he was scared of playing. This guy's scaring me. Alright, that's fine. I only need one of you anyway. Ooh, that's less fine. What? Why? Oh, sweet, I'll take that. I think with pranks, you always choose the one that increases the cost. Anything else is just subpar.
Vi stands for vicious.
Wait. I'm waiting. What are the options for pranks? Yeah, there's a Twitter post on it, but breakdown for spells and champions, there's only +2, or for spells and landmarks, there's only +2 cost. For units, there's like a whole like slew of random stuff. I can Hush into Meteor Shower. I can even use expensive Hush into Meteor Shower. I'll link it to you afterward.
This mama is the beast mama.
Interesting. Moon Glow. Oh, this is good. This is interesting. I like all of these. I think it's more likely he's on like a polymorph card. That like Moon Glowing like Vi is a little bit risky. I'm just gonna out-valley this guy eventually. I think Messenger is just fine here. I'll Mystic Shot this again so I can get Zoe in. Seems very... yeah, so there's a mini-morph. So... I like the part where I didn't play into that too much. The bad part is he gets to Poison Dart my Zoe, and I can't level it. Unless I attack here. Now I like this. This block means that now this stuns this. And if he doesn't open, I get to protect my Zoe. And like, worst case scenario, he just kills my Zoe and I don't really mind. Or he just runs Static Shock. You got it, buddy. Isn't this card nuts? It's not nuts, but I think it's just situational enough with our hand. Like, we have single target removal, we have small unit removal. I just want like some like weird commit, like it clears Ezreal, it clears this 3/5. Just some interesting stuff that I could get behind. We can even play like Vi into it because we have 13. Like if you like, you know, thermos this for 12, we can just go in for it. Okay, maybe it was like, maybe it was slightly, I'll go for this now, just in case. Maybe it was slightly too niche, but Alright, he's just going wider again. That's fine. Oh, please don't hit the classic race. Oh, thank god. -2 power. I wonder if that does anything. Alright, get out of here. Alright, I'm happy with that outcome. I could have juiced it a little bit longer, see if you had another card to play out, but I think that was fine. Face, yes. And this should just be the turn where we win. Nice. Do we even play an aloof traveler this turn, in this game? I don't even recall.